Well, once again, I'm out there making it another great day. And I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida, coming to you almost live. I'm not filming anything, it's all digital video. We are returning to now an abandoned location, a place that I visited back in 2017, Haslam's Bookstore. It was Florida's largest bookstore, 30,000 square feet. Paranormal activity that happened in this shop with the author of On the Road, Jack Kerouac. We're gonna go over here and look around and see what remains. This closed in 2020 due to the pandemic and has not reopened. 6 years later, it is still not open. It's actually 6 years this month, March. We're gonna see what we can see here, and then I'm gonna show you. Stick around. I'm gonna show you a portion of what I shot when I visited Haslam's Bookstore and spoke with the owner, and he gave me a tour, and it was really cool. So let's go check out what's left. Well, I'm right here in the Arts District, I guess you would call it, the Central Avenue District. I think this was part of Haslam's here too, this part in here. And what's odd is the signage is still up here at Haslam's. They've still got the Jaws poster and the Gone with the Wind poster. War of the Worlds, story of Ferdinand, hooked on phonics. Says no trespassing right here. And obviously, I see books still inside of this shop. It's still intact, somewhat intact, I think. Back through there, Haslam's Bookstore. We're gonna walk around through here. Not much to see. There's Catcher in the Rye. I think that's a banned book. To Kill a Mockingbird, another banned book. But they had it. Absolutely no trespassing. We're not trespassing, I don't guess, but it's closed up. And they have painted over all the signage. This right here had signage that had been there a long time. This bookstore opened in 1933, and it doesn't look like it's going to reopen anytime in the near future. Let's watch some video of when I was here in 2017 at Haslam's Bookstore. I used to come in here quite often. Became friends with the owner, Raymond Henst. He is over the board of directors of the St. Petersburg Museum of Art. Maybe Raymond will open it back up. It would be great. It's obviously still stocked in there. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
My mother is the Haslam, and my great-grandmother started the store in 1933. She was the genius of business. My great-grandfather was the guy who lifted things. And she was the one who spent every penny they had to buy real estate magnate's estate of books, because he didn't want to bring his library back up to New England. So she covered all the books and rented them for 2 cents a day. She was Blockbuster before there was a Blockbuster. And yeah, so she passed it on to my grandfather, Charles Haslam, who, when he got out of World War II, decided to bring in the first new books, and he had a TV show on PBS called The Wonderful World of Books, where he interviewed the biggest authors in the world for 15 years. And I remember watching the show as a kid and thinking, I can't believe he read all those books.
So this is a pretty large shop. So
yeah, it's about 30,000 square feet, and we have just about anything that you could possibly imagine. And a lot of times, the joy of coming in here or working here is that you just walk up to something and you didn't know that that existed, that that was a thing. One of the other amazing things about the store is that Jack Kerouac used to come in here several times a week, and we've had paranormal investigators come and document their findings, and it's long been thought that his ghost is here. And
in this shop.
The store in this shop, yeah, the author of On the Road. What happened was is that his books were in the K's, alphabetically by author, and he was on a bottom shelf. And what happened is that all authors want their books at eye level. So he would come in and just knock all the books at eye level off the shelves and put his up there and leave those on the ground. My grandfather would come out and say, "Hey Jack, what are you doing?" And so to this day, off this wall, we have books will just flop off after we close. So while we're putting stuff away and straightening before we go home, a whole shelf of books will just flop right off the especially in the novels.
Really?
Yeah. And
Interesting.
He lived here in St. Pete and ended up dying here.
In the store? No.
No, not in the store. But he hung out on Central Avenue.
Oh, okay.
And at the Flamingo Bar on Ninth Street. And actually, there was a piano
Maybe you ought to
bar.
do like a thing at Halloween to honor this thing.
We used to news TV stations used to come in every Halloween and do it. We're in most of the Florida ghost books.
So have you ever been able to set a camera up and capture them coming off the shelf? That would be cool.
But I think they had photographed the first orbs, videotaped the first orbs in here.
So this room is where they shot the orbs and caught those on film.
In the religious room, yes. And
Well, really? Wow.
Philosophy and theology. Theology fills up most of the room.
I think this being such a large shop, I think the bookworm on Batman would be very proud.
Yeah.
They have some how-to books here. If you want to learn how to raise some chickens and you don't know how, they have one here for dummies. And you think you're a Disney expert? Here's a book for everything I need to know I learned from a Disney little golden book. That might be your secret and you're just not telling nobody. How many is old enough to remember the Encyclopedia Britannica? Not too many. I think now they go to Wikipedia online to get that info. These are photos of the cats that live right here in this Haslam's bookstore, the Florida's largest bookstore here in St. Petersburg. And you can buy a card here with the photos of the cats. And who doesn't love a cute little cuddly cat? Especially a cat who's into reading books. That's a smart cat. There's 4 of these cats here that live in the shop here at Haslam's. And he is running from me. He's going to go do some reading back there someplace. Oh my goodness, look at the birds. Where's Alfred Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
So do you have like the book The Raven and all that?
You do, yeah.
Oh my goodness. He is feeding these pigeons. He has the treats right in his car here, the owner at Haslam's Bookstore. And not only the Florida's largest bookstore, but looks like the largest parking lot infested with pigeons. I didn't know I was going to get wildlife with my book tour.
Yeah.
This is neat. Do you normally do this little tour with all your book customers?
I do it with the kids.
You do it with the kids? They love it probably.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Haslam's, Florida's largest bookstore here. Is that one of your original signage there?
Yeah, it was painted way back in the 60s. And Izzard, from A to Izzard, actually means, Izzard is Old English for everything.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the footage of when I visited here when this was open in 2017. Sad to see that the signage that you saw in the video when it was open, what it looked like, from A to Izzard. I think it said Izzard. I can't remember the word. I think it's Izzard. From A to Izzard. He explained the meaning of that. And right here in this parking lot is where he fed the pigeons. That was a fun day. Oh my gosh, that was a fun day. I was doing some really good videos back then. I went back and watched it and was thinking about Haslam's, and I'm like, you know, let me go over here and check it out and see what's left. And obviously there's not a lot left here in Haslam's. It did look like it's intact in there from what I could see through the window, and some of the signage is still up. Raymond Hinst, if you're watching this, I really hope and pray that you can get this open back up. You're pushing on 90 some years, 90 94 years, and it's been closed 6 of those 90 some years. I hear a dog barking. I'm not sure what's going on. Places went to the dogs, as you can tell. But yeah, abandoned location now. Haslam's Bookstore was Florida's largest bookstore. I just wanted to come over here and check out and see what's left. There's not a lot left. All the signage has been painted over. The whole building's been painted over, and it's very sad to see. It's hard to believe 6 years this has been closed. They only closed for the pandemic, and then they just never did reopen. I don't know why. But we took a peek in the window. It said no trespassing, so we want to abide by that. But I could still see the books, everything intact in the shop. 30,000 square feet. It was a cool bookstore, very cool. So the owner was cool. We became friends. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I ain't talked to him for a long time, but I used to stop in even after I did the video that I showed you that clip and chat with him. And he had a degree in cinematography and convinced me to buy a gimbal for my phone, which I no longer use. But he was very helpful on tips and stuff, and give me ideas of where to go shoot a video next. Super cool guy, and I just I didn't have an appointment with him or anything. I just walked in the shop one day, and here he was, and he just started giving me a tour and talked to me for over a half hour. And the paranormal activity of Jack Kerouac with the books flying off the shelf, because he used to frequent the shop when Raymond's grandfather ran the shop, and Jack would come in and knock off the books and put his books at eye level, and his grandfather would go, "Jack, what are you doing? Get out of here," you know. But interesting. It was an interesting place, and I'm sad that it's no longer open. But maybe one day. Thanks for watching, and going down memory lane to a location that I did a video and it's no longer here. We got another one I'm going to be doing on a location that's no longer there that I really enjoyed and went to. It's a restaurant here in St. Pete. Didn't close due to the pandemic. I think the owners just got tired. They were older and they wanted to retire. And that never reopened. I don't know what to expect when I go to that location, whether the building's still standing or not. But anyways, keep going out there making it a great day, because you deserve it.